Sema's around the corner. That's the pressure because we know that we can't close an eye on something. That really f***s up. I can't even lie. How real is it that we're gonna make Scott happen?
Honestly?
As honest as you can. I feel like this time is a little bit more rough.
Yeah.
We got a timeline and we gotta get these builds done. Yo, what's good everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We're at our creative space in Studio City. I'm standing in front of the brand new Range Rover Sport, and you guys see a Range Rover full-size peeking through the camera lens as well. We got our team. I got my boy Tiesto, the doctor, the surgeon. He's working as we speak. You guys know when it's Halloween time, Sema's around the corner. So every year it happens to fall right either on Halloween or around Halloween. This is that time. So we got a timeline and we got to get these builds done. The pressure is on, all jokes aside, because when you're prepping for such a prestigious show and it's the first time you're showing a product that is going to be showed for the first time in the US market, it puts on a lot of pressure and responsibility to be able to deliver properly, both for ourselves and for Urban Automotive in the UK. By the way, Simon, I got a bone to pick with you. I know Ernesto has a bone to pick with you too, but we're gonna talk to you about that when you get back to LA, my brother. With that said, we got the brand new Range Rover Sport. This one is featuring a full wide body, wide track kit from Urban Automotive. It is full of carbon fiber. So right now, we literally got to get this car ready in time for it to be in Vegas November 2nd. So today's the 31st. This thing has to be on a truck on Saturday heading to Vegas. Right now, Ernesto is literally working on the fine details like the end finish product, the cosmetic things, which is the fender flares and the carbon seals that go on the side. But I'll tell you the craziest part of it all. We knew that we were gonna make this for Sema because we've been prepping and we've been working on it. But they dropped a little surprise on us. Simon texted Jack and I Friday and said, hey, by the way, while we're in town, we wanna do the handover with Scott Disick for his full-size Rover. The full-size Rover that's behind me belongs to our boy Scott. This is gonna be a whole crazy project by itself. This one's going to Sema. They said, after Sema, when we come to LA for a couple days, during that duration of time, we want to do the drop off to Scott. That really this up. I can't even lie because we already have pressure on our shoulders because we got to get this thing done. Simultaneously now we need to test fit and do all the modifications and things required that we need to do in order for this to get into paint production and assembled on the car. But thankfully for the crew that we have, we were here till late night trying to get this thing wrapped up and done. I feel like that's why we're chosen to do this. That's why Platinum Motorsport is where it's at in the marketplace, because we're able to run the day-to-day show while we're being able to get ready for these big stages and big events. And that's really what it is. Also, not to point fingers, but you know, when you guys see the product done and it's finished, it looks amazing. But on the back end, you know, it might be a little easier for me to say, but when we talk to Ernesto for a little bit, he can kind of explain a little bit in more depth on what it takes. But for us, all those little fine lines and the tightness of the bumper and where the fender flares meet each other, it's so important that we get these things done properly. Although Urban makes some amazing quality products, we still on the back end need to go in there and clean things up and make it show ready or client ready. So with that said, the work doesn't stop. We're excited to show this thing in Vegas. Literally 4 or 5 days after that, this Scott car gotta be ready so that we can make the delivery happen, keep the boys happy because they're coming all the way down from the UK. So we wanna make sure that we can come through for them and make it happen. But stay tuned as this episode unfolds. You guys will see live, literally, like it's in real time, things happening. How real is it that we're gonna make Scott happen?
Honestly?
As honest as you can.
Honestly.
As honest
no, I think we're good.
What scares me this time, because I've been watching you work for the past couple days now, obviously, and I can understand and see that some of the flares are not exactly what they are.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. I mean, I know, listen, a lot of times
it's
people don't see and they don't know. but I feel like this time is a little bit more rough.
Yeah.
And I know, obviously, once you're done touching it, the prep time on the back end is also going to be more work too.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So we knew that the kit was here.
Yeah.
The problem was I had zero idea that they wanted to do a handover to Scott while they were coming down for Sema. It makes sense, obviously. We understand it because if they're already making the trip from the UK and they're in LA, they would love to do it at the same time. But that puts a little bit more pressure on you and puts pressure on the boys. I know we still have a lot to do. Like, we got to get the rebar off.
We still have to modify the muffler too.
The exhaust tips on the rear bumper.
We already test fitted all the front end.
Yeah.
The size, the paint department already start working on the carbon size.
Amazing. I know you did some stuff on the flares too, right? Like some extensions towards the top side.
The rear flares, I fixed whatever was off. So right now I think that one for now.
We have a breather for the moment.
So I think we
finished this.
I mean, my rush is on this.
Of course. It needs to go on a truck.
Yeah. And also we still have to do the suspension.
Wheels and tires. When you guys take a close look and you guys see these fine lines, you know, off of camera, when you see the finished product, it always looks amazing. But on the back end, there's a lot of work that we put into it that a lot of you don't see and we don't share. It's not that we don't want to expose it or we don't want to share it, but it's the little tedious details that we work on. Even the best brands, which again, Urban's quality and product is amazing. Mansuri.
Any brand, it's not that parts came bad.
Exactly.
It's because
it's the way we see it, of course.
You know how.
Absolutely.
I know that from fact that what's the quality you're gonna require. So I know from fact that we had to fit that little.
Absolutely. That's the pressure because we know that we can't close an eye on something.
Yeah.
So when we have 25, 30 cars at the shop there that you're touching, or two deadlines happening simultaneously, this is what, I say this in a humble and respectable way, but that's what makes us different to be able to make it happen. Listen, if anybody can do it, it's us, my brother, but I'm happy we made a lot of progress with this one.
Yeah, we moved.
Now, like, you can focus and finish the right side up, and as you said, the only thing left will be the wheels, tires, suspension. Simon, we got some to talk to Simon about for sure.
Yeah.
And Simon, you can bring whoever you want with you, bro. Bring Lenny, that's my dog, but man, I'm saying, bro, we gotta talk.
Okay, bro. So yeah, let me then.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you do your thing, my brother. Do your magic. And it's a wrap. The baby Rover is ready to go onto the transport truck and head to Vegas for the Sema show. This Range Rover Sport came out amazing, honestly. Whatever I was expecting of it, it blew away my expectations and went over that for sure by far. I think compared to the full-size Rover, the Range Rover Sport, when the white track, urban white track kit is done to it, it's a significant difference from the original stock look. So major difference. I want to give you guys some of the details on what we did to it. As you guys can see, part of the urban white track kit, the front bumper is a complete front bumper replacement. It has very aggressive openings. The air guides are in full carbon fiber. It adds an additional LED to it besides the original LED that comes with the truck. It also has rectangular air guides in the center of the bumper towards the lower part with tons of exposed carbon fiber. The front bumper really is what makes this truck and really changes it and makes it look so aggressive. Along with that, full carbon fiber front grille replacement. The original grille just kind of looks a little bit softer in my opinion. I think this is a great touch. And then a complete bonnet replacement. So the front hood replaced the factory hood. The urban one is very aggressive. It has a carbon fiber exposed hump in the middle and then carbon fiber trims that add on to the sides of the hood. Also, the urban letters are actually indented into the hood. So if you wanted to run this hood without the urban letters, not to say you can't, but you guys would have to fill the, you know, emblem areas before you run the regular Range Rover. We ran matte black, I should say satin black accents for the emblems that go on the grille. It also goes on one of the pieces on the front hood. As we take a look at the side of the vehicle, we're sitting on 24-inch Urban Vossen collab wheels. Obviously, all the Urban wheels are manufactured by Vossen. Big shout out to the whole Vossen team as well. We chose to do a 295/30/24. On this truck, you could run a 285/35/24. We wanted to go with the slightly lower profile tire, and we love the way the Vredestein tires look. Lowered, we felt this was the perfect look for it, so we ran the 295/30/24s. It has the wide track fender flares from Urban, which extend the wheels obviously and make it wider. There's a carbon fiber trim that adds to the fender. The factory one is removed and it's replaced with the Urban piece. It has a nice little neat Urban Automotive emblem that goes on there, which is also in satin black, and then it wraps around with carbon fiber seals on the bottom of the vehicle, on the rockers, on the factory rockers. It is a 3-piece carbon fiber add-on to the factory rockers. I think that really changes the look of it, and to the wide track fender flares, it adds a little bit more, you know, to the truck as a whole and just makes it look more aggressive and wider. Same thing, wider fender flares towards the back, and then that carbon fiber seal that's going through the rockers continues towards the rear bumper. The back of the vehicle doesn't disappoint either. Obviously, as you guys can see, the rear bumper is a much more aggressive rear bumper. Has a fully exposed multi-piece carbon fiber diffuser. We wanted to do the exhaust tips in gloss black as an accent, just to pop. We cleaned off the rear Range Rover insignia. We thought this just sleek black look looks much cleaner. We also removed the Sport and some of the other emblems that came with it. We decided to do a satin black emblem of the Urban Automotive signature emblem to go on the rear tailgate. The vehicle also has a gloss black roof spoiler. I think that really adds, and the shape really makes it look so much more aggressive from the rear. We had to modify the exhaust pipes, just the end piece, the tailpipe on the end, so that it fits and it clears the carbon fiber diffuser and the exhaust tips. The exhaust tips are billet aluminum, super sleek look. I think the rear, with us removing the emblems and only running this Urban Automotive emblem and just letting it be, I think looks the cleanest with it. Nothing is really done overboard. I think it's very tasteful. This color gray and all the carbon fiber accents and the black accents, I think really pops off. For the show, we wanted to choose a color like this so that all the elements from Urban Automotive's wide track kit could really enhance and show, so the end user and the people at Sema can really see all the added differences. If this car was black, it wouldn't have shown as much, but being that it's this gray color, I think all the accents pop really well and look really, really good against this color. We hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We hope you guys enjoyed this build. The truck is about to get loaded. The transport truck is here to pick it up. We're looking forward to hearing your guys' feedback. We want to know what you guys think of this build. Would you guys drive a Range Rover Sport? And on top of that, if you drove a Range Rover Sport, would you drive a Urban wide track one? So please comment, let us know what you guys think. Hit that like button, hit that notification bell. Obviously, we need your guys' support to be able to continue to do what we do. After Sema, the boys will be traveling to LA to meet with Jack, myself, and Sam, and we're gonna be hanging out with the boys. You guys will see this thing riding around in LA. While they're here, we also are gonna be delivering Scott Disick his Range Rover. Along with that, we have another special surprise for you guys. I can't say what car it is quite yet, but I will say he is a local LA native artist that's making a lot of noise. He's been a friend of ours for a very long time, but you guys will see in the next episode coming up who that person is with another Urban vehicle. But stay tuned, we got a lot more coming for you guys. We want to thank you guys as well for all the support and all the love. See you guys very soon.